Ты не хочешь на русский переключаться? Окей, добавить источник, захват отдельного окна. Все, запустилось. Все, поехали. Ну, честно скажу, я пытался настроить все сразу, а не на стриме, но что-то опять у меня пошло не так, как обычно. Как привычно. Знаю, когда дело коснулось Borderlands, у нас уже очень запомнилось.
Weakness is now known to me. Time to go to work. Your eyes deceive you. An illusion fools you all. I move for the kill. Goodbye.
Забрати з одного потрібно. А чё же, вы телепортнуться надо? Что мы сделали?
Your eyes deceive you. An illusion fools you all. I move for the kill.
И нам всё-таки за солдата.
It's a fine day, full of opportunity. May it keep you safe in your travels. Come back anytime.
Come back.
And I disappear. A ghost amidst the combat, preparing to strike.
запах пельмешек.
Let's just get this out of the way. Yes, most of my merchandise was ripped from the hands of dead adventurers. Farewell.
Hey y'all, welcome to the new and improved Catch a Ride. Now with 40% more than 26% death annually.
stand a chance.
This is a message to any Crimson Lance left on Pandora. General Knox is dead, and knowing the Lance, they'll more likely cut their losses and leave you here than send an extraction ship. So unless you want to starve to death out there, you got two options. One, you become bandits. Two, you join me in protecting the people of Sanctuary. I can offer you food, shelter, and the chance to fight for something real, something meaningful. A chance I know the Atlas Corporation never gave you. Roland, out.
Get out of my face! Don't even think about bringing that one back. You know where to find me.
I got no work for you. Come back later.
My weapon machines will fix that for you. Tear the bad guys a new one, huh? Tell your friend.
Урон стихии, скоростная повышение удачи, меткость. Так, меткость, скорострельность. Да, блин, что выбрать?
Marcus munitions. Don't have to. That's fun.
If you can hear this, and you're sane enough to understand what I'm saying, head to Sanctuary. I don't care what Jack has told you, or how well defended you think you are. The Hyperion army is coming to wipe you out. If you want to survive, you get a gun, you come to Sanctuary, and you join the Crimson Raiders. This is a recorded
Я
message,
знаю,
see?
что я хочу. Так, выйти. Выйти. Я вроде здесь был.
Welcome to the Torque Corporation's Hunger for Violence Extravaganza! Tonight, we're gonna watch the Vault Hunter take on the ravenous Waddle Gobbler!
Welcome to Dr. Zed's Portable Clinic. What can I get for you? Try not to die.
Tear the bad guys a new one, huh? Don't have too much fun. Catch a gun! Gah, never doing that again. You can always trust the gun at your side. I always buy guns you don't need.
But first, I'm interviewing the only tour contestant to survive a showdown with the Gobbler. Question time! How are you doing? What's your favorite color? Did you ever see that one movie about the dog who played basketball? When did you have your first kiss? Did you ever see the sequel to the dog basketball movie where the dog went to space? And if so, which of the two do you prefer? Awesome! Another question. How do you feel about my facial hair? Thank you! How do you feel about the Vault Hunter's chances against the ravenous Waddle Gobbler? Will they win? Will they die? You're nuts! You don't sound confident! Further question! Who is the most attractive person on Pandora? That's an awful thing to say! Ellie's like a pin! Transmitting your definition of beauty, you chump! No! I'm done talking to you! Your grasp on body politics is lacking at best! Oh, looks like we're out of time! We'll be right back after a word from our sponsor!
Да, пиздец, камера. чуть пониженно. Пойдет.
Hey! Get over here so I can whisper some things to you in secret! Really? The Gobbler fight is rigged. The Torg board of directors made the Gobbler unbeatable, so it ate all the contestants and get us a bunch of hits on the Echo Net. But I don't want you to die, because you're cool. And oh crap, I'm not whispering anymore, my bad! You gotta get into the kitchen, kill everybody, and poison the Gobbler's food. Once the poison takes effect, you didn't kill him. Also, I want him dead so I can eat him! He looks delicious! And we're back! The Vault Hunter's in the kitchen, but today there's a new item on the menu. Murder! Vault Hunter, kill the chefs!
Number 5 alive! I need to build you an extra arm just for high fives! Robot 1, ugly
Anti
0.
Smith here, president of the Torg Corporation. You do well to ignore Torg's instructions if you wish to stay alive. With the chefs dead, we can prepare our own meal for the Gobbler! Get to the freezer! Damn, that door's locked! Let me activate my remote lockpicking program! Lockpick!
Time for 3 pounds of plumbing! Where are you?
We do not allow contestants in the meat locker. Leave at once. We gotta choose some meat for the Gobbler's meal. Tug on the tastiest looking scat corpses. This is totally gonna get me fired, and I don't care! See me grabbing that food!
Hit me! Now! Hit me!
Watching for what I dicto!
I don't know what you're planning, but I don't like it. Tributes, get the Vault Hunter out of my kitchen!
I'll mash you into bits!
Hot diggity! Those dudes didn't stand a chance! You almost feel bad for them, but then you start laughing because you were technically acting in self-defense. kids, so screw them! Violence doesn't solve anything except for all the things it does! Now to grind up the meat! Get to the kitchen! Torg, as president, I demand to know why the hell the Vault Hunter is running around backstage. Just trying to mix things up. Your job is not to mix things up. Your job is to flex your muscles and do air guitar solos. Words can hurt! Let's get a grindin'! Grind, grinder! Delicious! We're nearly done preparing the gobbler's meal! With the meat prepared, we only need one more ingredient. Deadly poison! Head to the Stabber Jabber nests! Explosives, so I'm actually going to open this door remotely without blowing it up! Psych!
Feeling overburdened by money? Goodbye, friend. If you drop anywhere else, have you...
You know you're following an idiot, yes? Torg created his explosive gun tech, then sold it to us for $12 and a high five. We kept him on purely for PR reasons. But you both outlived your usefulness. Tribute, kill.
Number 5 alive!
When God closes a door, I blow it the up! Hey, make sure to get a slag whipping on the way. Smack the jabber nest to wake 'em up. All right, now slag the jabber. Get it before the slag wears off. Told me a single slag jabber clip would be enough. You gotta slag the jabbers before you kill them.
I need to build you an extra arm just for high fives!
insist on being a moron, Torg. This is why you lost a controlling share of your own company. I knew I should have killed you when I had the chance.
Latu Barada Nicto!
Now add the poison glands to the marination vat. Hit that button to marinate the out of that meal. The meal's almost ready. Let's get cooking. Start the conveyor of cookery. That's it. You've gone off script one too many times, Torg. Today's meal is canceled. Chefs, shut down that oven. We can't stop now. Protect the oven. I swear by my abdominal muscles, I will eat the rest. Where are you?
Leave it to the cleaner.
Chefs want to shut off the oven. Stop them from doing so.
One time!
Don't let those food drops start the oven.
Robot 1, ugly?
You're worse than a bitch. I'm so sick of this. Everything with my stuff.
I'm coming for you.
Start the oven. I will Food's done! Go get it! My taste buds are aflame with the power of 1,000 nuclear bombs! My mouth is watering so much you could drown a small village in my cheeks! The taste apocalypse is upon us! If you kill that gobbler, Torg, it'll be your last meal. The board of directors and I can guarantee that. why we made the Gobbler invincible, Torg? So you could kill him. After dozens of failed attempts by other contestants, you were supposed to finally kill it on camera while wielding our most expensive guns. You would have looked like a hero. Why be a hero when you could eat one? You are the dumbest person in the world. I paid several other contestants to kill you if the Gobbler can't, Vault Hunter. You and Torg will pay for your idiocy. Here comes the ravenous Waddle Gobbler! We've replaced this creature's normal food with poison! Let's see if he notices! He took the bait! Now just don't die until the poison takes effect!
Come on, baby! Number 5 alive!
No, you idiotic mercs! Don't shoot the Gobbler, shoot the Vault Hunter! The poison's working! It's working! The Gobbler is killable! Let the taste apocalypse begin!
I need to build you an extra arm just for high fives!
This is your last chance, Torg. Call this off, or you're out of the company! Whatever Bowser's work for Moxie and blow things up! Pro Boner! Just disobeyed a direct order from your president, Torg. You're dead. I am so scared! I know you can't tell because the tone of my voice, but that was sarcastic! Anyway, come on back whenever, Vault Hunter!
Creature like that once. He was a big whale squid with 100 tentacles. You ever thought anything with tentacles? Oh, of course you have. Terramorphous had tentacles. How silly of me. Now, where was I?
I am so sorry.
All right, the whale creature. His name was Blowhole the Apocalypse. I called him the Apocalypse for short. And he attacked my hometown of Tsunami's Edge when I was but a little girl. You ever been to Tsunami's Edge? Great town, nice beaches, great food, and the cost of living is just so low. Even being a single grandmother and working part-time in a skag meat processing factory, I was still able to provide for little Mr. Torg. We may not have been able to afford the finer things in life, like food, but we got by. After all, Mr. Torg and I didn't have anything but one another after that horrible gas leak blew up the iridium mine, killing my son and his lovely wife. From that day onward, my little Mr. Torg vowed to conquer explosions themselves in an effort to avenge his fallen parents. And oh man, I've forgotten what I was talking about. Where was? Oh right, the blowhole, the apocalypse. So anyway, I was wrestling blowhole to the ground, and where are you going? Oh, never mind. You don't want to hear my story anyway.
Hey, quiet! Oh, my grandma's a pretty big fan of yours, man. You go say hi to her.
Oh man, it's the Vault Hunter! You are awesome! Didn't you fight Terramorphous? I fought a big creature like that once. He was a big whale squid with 100 tentacles. You ever fought anything with tentacles? Oh, of course you have. Terramorphous had tentacles, how silly of me. Now, where was I?
I am so sorry.
All right, the whale creature. His name was Blowhole the Apocalypse. I called him the Apocalypse for short. And he attacked my hometown of Tsunami's Edge when I was but a little girl. You ever been to Tsunami's Edge? Great town, nice beaches, great food, and the cost of living is just so low. Even being a single grandmother and working part-time in a scat meat processing factory, I was still able to provide for little Mr. Torg. We may not have been able to afford the finer things in life, like food, but we got by. After all, Mr. Torg and I didn't have anything but one another after that horrible gas leak blew up the iridium mine, killing my son and his lovely wife. From that day onward, my little Mr. Torg vowed to conquer explosions themselves in an effort to avenge his fallen parents. And oh man, I've forgotten what I was talking about. Where was? Oh right, the blowhole, the apocalypse. So anyway, I was wrestling blowhole to the ground, and I had my bicep curled around his blueberry throat. Blueberry? Sorry, I meant to say blubbery. I've got blueberries on the brain, I guess. I grow them in my backyard. Mr. Torg helped me plant them. Thanks again for that, grandson.
I love you, Grandma!
Anyway, I have my bicep around his blubbery throat, and Mr. Torg starts crying because he really likes whale squids, and he doesn't want to see me hurt one.
They are the princes of the ocean!
So I let the whale go after giving it a punch in the eyeball so he'll remember me, and it swam away into the ocean. And then I had Mr. Torg drive me to the ice cream parlor. He got me Rocky Road, because Rocky Road's my favorite. I'm extremely partial to the way the marshmallows act like little landmines of flavor amidst the battleground of chocolate. What's your favorite flavor of ice cream? Is it pistachio? I bet it's pistachio. Oh, that reminds me, you'll never guess who I saw today. Pistachio the Amazing! He's a magician who studied under Crazy Earl, so he's got that weird mustache, you know, but I saw him make a rack hive disappear. A whole rack hive! I said to Mr. Torg, Mr. Torg, wasn't that amazing? And he said, yes, it was, Grandma. Didn't you say that, high five? You remember saying that?
I remember, Grandma!
And we stood in line afterward and got his autograph, and I thought I had it somewhere around here, but it's probably in the attic. I really ought to go up there and clean it out one of these days. I have so many little keepsakes up there. You're paying attention, right? Say, what's my favorite flavor of ice cream? So you are listening, how wonderful. You're an even better listener than my old pet rack, Beasto. Beasto was such a sweetie. You ever had a pet rack? If you can tame them, they are the sweetest pet you'll ever have. He used to just sit on my shoulder and bite chunks of flesh out of my neck to pass the time. I still remember the way he used to tweet. He went, tweet, tweet. It was so cute. I had a conversation with him once. I said, Mr. Beasto. He liked being called Mr. Beasto. It made him feel like an aristocrat. I said, Mr. Beasto, you're looking very cute today. And he said, oh, thank you. That's so nice. Or he tweeted in a way that made me know that's how he felt. And then he lowered his little head like he was taking a bow. It was adorable. Beasto was my third pet rat. First I had Woody, he got hit by a train. Then I had Anita, she got shot up trying to take vengeance on the train that killed Woody. And then I found Beasto making little poops on the windmill outside our house. After Mr. Torg and I wrestled her to the ground, I did a flying pile driver off a nearby tower tree, got him straight in the spine and brought him down. We brought him in and fed him some skag steaks until he decided he loved us. I still miss Beasto sometimes. He just died of old age. Rats don't live much longer than a few years, but I treasured the time we had together. Poor Mr. Torg. When Beasto died, he cried for a week. The kids made fun of him at school, but I told him not to pay them any mind.
Being in touch with your emotions is not a character flaw!
That's right, High Five. Is something wrong? You look confused, Vault Hunter. Oh, you probably haven't heard anyone call Mr. Torg High Five before. The world may know him as Mr. Torg, but the Flexingtons always refer to him using his middle name. It's a Flexington family tradition, after all, to use your grandfather or grandmother's name as your own middle name. And my husband, High Five Flexington, God rest his soul, was the best grandfather Mr. Torg could have asked for before he passed. He taught Mr. Torg dang near everything he knew about firearms. Without High Five teachings, I don't think the Torg Corporation would exist at all. Gosh, I still remember the first gun Mr. Torg tried to make after his parents died. A Jacobs shotgun with a stick of dynamite attached to the barrel. Torg nearly blew his face off, but he got up, dusted his mustache off, and swore that by the time he reached the age of 11, he would make a gun that fired explosions without killing the operator. And by golly, he did! It took a couple of dozen prototypes before he got the right combination of gun parts and explosives right. But once he did, woo-wee! I'll never forget the plume of smoke that used to be in my neighbor's homestead. They were jerks though, so it's okay. Gosh, I've been talking your ear off for some time, haven't I? It's so kind of you to listen for this long. I've taken up too much of your time already. Please don't feel like you have to stick around any longer. As a matter of fact, take this for giving this old woman some company. Woo!
$101.
You're even more attractive than Mr. Torg said you were. I've got another story for you, but I'd like to tell it to all of your friends at once. An old lady like me has to save her voice, you know. Oh, you still want to talk with me? How incredibly sweet of you. Say, you'll never guess who I saw today. Captain Scarlet. She was robbing my retirement home with a few other brigands, and I recognized her from her wanted poster, and I said, "Oh, hey, you fought the Vault Hunter, didn't you?" And she bowed all elegantly and said something like, "Indeed I did, madam," and said that you were really good at fighting, and that you beat her fair and square. She didn't seem to harbor much of a grudge about it. Nice girl. You should think about meeting up with her again if you're not shacked up with anybody, you know? I mean, of course, you probably are. Gorgeous hunk of a Vault Hunter like you. I bet you're beating away suitors left and right. Look, you're blushing. Oh, I could just eat you up. Mr. Torg was so scared of trying to get a date for such a long time. He used to go to parties in high school and just stand in the back without talking to anybody.
I am an introvert!
I tried to tell him, I said, don't worry about chasing love. If you chase your dreams, then love will follow. See, that's the thing people don't get. You watch Echo films and they're just awful. They teach you that the only way to be with someone is just to pursue them over and over until they decide they like you. In reality, you know when you like someone almost immediately. You can't really convince somebody to fall in love with you. You just look like a stalker. But if you do things that you're interested in, like making guns that explode or killing mercenaries, then people will see that confidence and skill you have and they'll be attracted to it. But there's always a fine line between that kind of confidence and narcissism, you know? There's nothing worse than somebody who wants to be famous. I remember when Mr. Torg first sold his weapons tech to that board of directors, he was pretty egocentric for a while. taking pictures of himself and posting them to the EchoNet all the time, trying to hobnob with every celebrity that used his weapons. He came back home one day with a supermodel under each arm, and I said, Mr. Torg, what are you doing? You've lost sight of who you are. It's been weeks since you actually created a new gun, I said. And it was true. He'd been more obsessed with being well known for doing something great than with actually doing something great.
It was a dark point in my life.
Thankfully, High Five listened to me and got to work on what would eventually become the Kerblaster. You a fan of the Kerblaster? That was always my favorite. That and the Flacker, which I know a lot of people hate. But there's more to combat than just brute efficiency in this old lady's eyes. Style counts for something. And there's nothing quite like filling the air with tiny little explosions. It's like a fireworks show, except the deaths aren't as sad and unexpected. Actually, that reminds me, now that you're here, I wanted to throw some ideas at you for feedback. I'm a playwright in my spare time, and I'm trying to write a story about an up-and-coming tournament fighter who tries to find love in a gladiatorial arena. And I figure you've got a lot of experience, so your feedback could really be valuable. So the play is called Broken Hearts and Broken Necks. Scene 1. Fade in on an arena, just after a battle. Body parts litter the stage. A lone warrior stands in the middle of the stage, a spotlight illuminating her blood-stained arm. She's there, holding her sword triumphantly aloft. Valkyrie. Is there no warrior who can challenge me? Must I be destined to spend my life as the strongest, the bravest, the most invincible warrior this galaxy has seen? For I am Valkyrie, scourge of the gladiatorial games! Excellent, Valkyrie, as she shakes her head in despair. From stage left enter Noah, a janitor with a heavy heart and an even heavier conscience. He begins sweeping the body parts into a bin, which is colored green, and remember that because that's the color that will come back, until melancholy overtakes him. He drops his bushboat to the floor and falls to his knees before delivering a heart-wrenching soliloquy. The blood cannot be washed away, not before and not now, even as I attempt to escape the past which haunts me still. Must I live forever as a fraud, sweeping up the trash of others to hide my shame and avoid my pursuers? Must I forever remain on the periphery of joyful combat, ever watchful but never participating? With a clatter of armor, Valkyrie re-enters the stage right. Valkyrie. Good morrow, lowly janitor. I heard a noise and thought it worth investigating. No. Oh, great Valkyrie, 'twas nothing but the wails of those souls you released from their bodies tonight. Souls that wail in agony as they fly upward to Valhalla. Fools! What have they to wail about? Their agonies are over, ended at the point of my sword. Mine, however, have only yet begun, for it is lonely at the top, and an unchallenged life is a boring one. No doubt. If only I were able to tell her my true identity, I would give her a fight she would not soon forget. Back to her. Yes, ma'am, boredom is the true tragedy. May you one day find challenge in combat. Stupid. Nodon picks up a giant two-armed bastard sword with almost no effort. Valkyrie. What is this? Excellent. Stage left. Valkyrie. What strength this janitor possessed? Who is he to pick up a bastard sword with 2 fingers? What hidden power does he hold? What secrets does he keep? I will endeavor to uncover his past in the hopes that our swords may cross in battle! Excellent. End of scene. Scene 2. The interior of the governor's house. The table is set with myriad teas and biscuits. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't even ask you for the feedback on the first scene. Did you like it? Oh, wonderful. I'll continue then. Scene 2. The governess enters from stage left. Governess. I refuse to respond to these absurd accusations. Her husband looks at her quizzically. Governor, and what accusations may those be? Governess. Actually, you know what? I don't think I'm ready to get feedback on the play yet. But what about you? What are you up to? Tell Grandma Flexington all about it. I bet you've had some amazing adventures. Mr. Torg told me about the time you all played bunkers and badasses together. He said it was one of the most fun and welcoming experiences of his life.
Grandpa! You're embarrassing me!
Sorry, sweetie, but really, you and the Vault Hunters are his first real pals. It wasn't easy for Mr. Torg to make friends at school when he had facial hair at age 8, pecs at 8.5, and dead parents by age 9. People found him intimidating, but I told him that he should be thankful for the fact that he looks different. Anyone who wouldn't be friends with you based on appearance wouldn't be a very good friend anyway. But he really does like hanging out with all of you. Most people these days want Torg to pose for pictures or blow something up by flexing at it. It's not often he gets to sit down and play games with people. Oh, speaking of games, did you play Going Back to the House yet? It's a new echo simulation about exploring a log cabin you lived in when you were a kid. There's no violence or anything. You just walk around looking at cereal boxes and remembering people you made out with. I really like where Echo Sims have gone in the past few years, don't you? There seem to be a lot more of them with interesting things to do beyond shooting people, and the writing has gotten so tight and concise. For instance, did you ever play The Samurai's Marker? The whole game's story was delivered through haiku. Did Zero write it or something? No, I'm just joshing. I know you're too busy for that. But oh yeah, I was playing At the End of the Pointed Gun last night on my Echo Sim player, and wow, is that funny. It's about a guy who punches people and smacks himself in the face with doors. Easily one of the best punch-related comedy sims ever. But oh, I'm really looking forward to this game called Robot Hunter Assault Squadron, which is this big randomized survival game about throwing bottles at trees and accidentally scaring birds. In the demo version, I scared a bird so hard it died. 10 out of 10 in my book. But what kind of things do you do for fun? You play any sports? You look like you might be into some of the more extreme stuff, like spine hurdling or psycho head volleyball. I knew an athlete a lot like you when I was younger. Her name was Nijo, and she was especially gifted at the giblet toss. That's an old pastime we had back when I was younger. Idea was you punch a convict, and then see how far you could make their viscera fly across a big field. You got points based on distance and the size of the viscera. She won the final round of the Giblet Toss Championship by getting a left eyeball to cross the 300-meter mark. They said she was juicing with iridium, but I think they were just angry that she dethroned the reigning champ, misogynistic Jeff. People really liked him for some reason. Hey, what's your favorite food? Mine's burgers, personally. People look at you like you're a pleb or something when you say you like burgers, but just think of all the things you can do with them. You can change out the patty, play around with the toppings, change what sides you have. You ever have a burger with veggie chips? Gosh, I all but forgot about fries for about a year after I discovered the veggie chip combo. And I'm not a vegetarian or anything, but those veggie patties they make on the more upper class worlds are crazy good. Better than real meat if you cook it right. Mr. Torg tried to be vegetarian once after he saw a fluff bear get run over by a truck. How long did you last again?
12 seconds!
Barely even finished the word vegetarian before he lunged at a skag chew I was holding in my left hand. Nearly lost a finger. Granted, he's always been partial to skag chews or skag bacon. Don't know why, since I always felt like skags tasted like old tires and vomit. But to each his own. Taste is a funny thing. People say your taste buds get more refined as time goes on, but they actually get worse and worse. So when Mr. Torg used to refuse vegetables as a kid, it's because he was actually tasting how awful they were. When we old folks eat vegetables, we're only okay with it because we can't taste all the gross vitamins and stuff. Granted, vitamins are what have kept me going for as long as I've been going. You get enough B12 in your system and you can headbutt a freight train without so much as a bruise. That reminds me, I need to get my pills ready for the rest of the week. I have one of those little metal containers split into different sections for each day. It's really helpful. And the sides are sharp enough that I can use it to ward off burglars if I need to. What else do I do? to the bazaar, pick up some frozen slider and flanks. Gotta bring my girlfriend because it gets kind of chilly.
Oh! Give it up!
All I need is candy drops. Gosh, those are delicious. They're so smooth and sweet. Just thinking about them, I could go for one right now, couldn't you? Do you think you could go find me one?
I didn't sign up for this, damn it!
Welcome to my humble shop. I'm sure we'll...
Граната новая.
be doing this again soon enough? Two words, my friend. No refund.
Эта жизнь она не просто мозг вывела. Даже представить,
That's a Schwartzman candy drop. Grab it for me, will ya? Oh, I can taste it already. Ow!
Number 5 alive! I am
Oh,
the greatest
wonderful. Bring it
engineer
back here and I'll finish my
alive!
story.
еще 2 часа поболтать. Самое страшное, что я не умею перематывать видео в стримах.
While sitting by the fireplace telling Mr. Torg stories of days gone by. There's just nothing like a good roaring fireplace, is there? Something healing and safe. Maybe that's why our family likes explosions so much. They're basically just big fireplaces. Every explosion is just like coming home. Oh, maybe that'd be a good slogan for the Torg Corporation. Don't you think, High Five? Oh, don't be silly. It's a wonderful slogan and you know it. I used to come up with slogans for a living when I was in my teens. I came up with the jingle for Professor Gunsight's Can't Miss Scopes. Oh yeah! If you try to shoot but you miss a lot, then give Professor Gunsight Scopes a shot. And then they play the gunshot sound effect and someone going, ah! It was cute. But gosh, I've been talking for a while now, haven't I? Thanks for bringing your friends to listen to an old woman ramble for a while. I can't tell you how great it is to have somebody new to talk to, especially a Vault Hunter. Oh, and one more thing! No, actually, that can probably wait. Just something about vaults and the end of the universe. Anyway, here. I always spoil my friends, just like I spoiled my grandson. Enjoy it! Conversation! Ow!
Отмучились. Фух, вес с бабкой хоть закончился, славьте, господи. Ну это...
Minion, I've started my attack. I'm gonna tag every inch of this mountain if it's the last thing I do. Let's go.
Let's go.
We're gonna make Jack regret ever setting up shop on this cliff. It'll take him minutes to wash this graffiti off. Minutes, I say! Hey, you coming or not?
Got some buzzards heading your way, Slab!
You're welcome.
I will defend you to the death, minion! Oh God, no, I won't!
Watch you from what I think so!
Oh, you made it past the security wall, huh? It's real cute. Of course, the bunker's still gonna obliterate you, but nonetheless, cute.
Robot 1, Uglies 0. I'm gonna slap the bitch out of you! Man running!
Rise from your grave.
Alright. Target in sights. Ouch. Warning, grenade. Moving to infinity.
Number 5 alive! He's not here, Bolt Hunter!
Foreign substance detected. I'll increase damage. Target program. Knowledge. Medic.
All of the cool kids are doing it.
Preparing missile barrage.
Watch it for Hard-Eye Dipso!
Hyperion says permanent death, schmermanent schmeth.
Launching missiles. Laser.
Super Robot Violence Fun Time!
Preparing missile barrage. Missiles rolling out. Loading missiles. Loading missiles. Seekers firing.
Я дальше пойду, если у меня... Но надо будет мне уже проблемы.
Be careful, Slam! My boy's seen a ton of bad guys between you and the bunker. I know you can do it.
Здесь поддержка. Как сокрушаться временный урон от огня электрической коррозии.
I'm making my way up the cliffside, soldier. Keep pushing your way up and I'll meet you at the chamber. Prepare for the order, slum! Stay out of the target circles! They ain't rolling out the welcome mat. Maybe you should take out those turrets on the tower so they'll open the doors. Knock, knock, bitches! Open up!
Knock, knock.
First law disabled. Grenade out.
Number 5 alive! Now you're gonna get it! I am the greatest engineer alive!
Hyperion says, afterlife, schmafterlife.
Так, ну не закончились боеприпасы. Автомат нужен.
Hyperion suggests that you rejoice in your temporary death. A victory achieved without suffering is no victory at all. The Hyperion Corporation would like to remind you that the afterlife is extremely boring and not worth visiting. The Hyperion Corporation says, mortality, schmortality.
a fine day, full of opportunity. I'm sure we'll be doing this again soon enough. Good luck.
to build you an extra arm just for high fives!
I'm telling you, boss, and that's fine if you think about it, you know me now, I'm fine. But the ring, come in here with a loud something, it's
I got another job for you, boyo. Meet with my man out in the dust. He'll give you the details. Sent some hick to track my boy Peter to our cash stash, and then they murdered him like an animal. Never hurt a soul, he didn't. Burning trailers for sundown. I want to see their flaming homes burn. Get going.
Mordecai plans on sucking down more rack ale, huh? Did the same thing after he and I split up, poor kid. Bring me the booze instead, and I'll give you my prized revolver, Ruby.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Max is giving you Ruby if you give her my booze? Friggin', that bimbo lost Ruby years ago and I found it. She wouldn't even have it if it weren't for me. No. Bring me the booze, and I'll give you one of my old sniper rifles. Moxie ever tell you who she dumped me for? Huh? Jack, I win the Underdome. I fight Ruby, and man, she drops me for the biggest fascist Pandora's ever seen.
Hey, until he set all those people on fire, Jack seemed like a pretty nice guy. So congratulations. You have fulfilled Hyperion's contract and have earned the right to a unique weapon. Please return for your reward.
Get the gas tanks open, then hit him with the fire weapon. This may seem brutal, but the Hodog started this. Now hit the tank with a fire weapon. Regular bullets will just bounce off.
Качество у меня ничего огненного нет.
I don't apologize for this. What in the hell's going on out there?
Robot 1, Uglies 0.
Take this lightly. When they strike back, they're gonna strike back hard. Ellie, sweetheart, when are you gonna come back to Sanctuary? I know you're angry. I'm not going to apologize for what I said, but it's not safe out there. Both of those dumbass families think the other started their clan feud. Neither of them knows the war actually started thanks to a big misunderstanding regarding a bar tab and a stock car race. Long story. Maybe I'll tell you sometime. The point is, the truce between the Zaffords and the Hodunks can only last so long. Sooner or later, war will break out again, and you do not want to be in the middle of it. Trust me, sugar. You don't have the Constitution for it. But hey, if you'd prefer to live near a bunch of bandits who want you dead rather than stay with your mother, who God forbid wants you to care about your appearance, that's your decision to make. But it's the wrong one. Just come back, honey. Instead of that alcoholic bird lover, and I'll give you Ruby.
A few years back, an ex-ho done killed my son Lucky. We're holding our annual wake for him soon. I'd be proud to have you there. His efforts have gone too far. We need a killer, and we need him now!
Burned our homes to the ground. You're gonna crash their annual wake for their dead boy, Lucky.
It won't let you into the wake if you're sober, though. There's a bar in Sanctuary run by a traitor we hodunks don't talk about. Go there now, get wasted.
almost dead? I can fix that. Set out. Get your health and shields right here. Come on back anytime.
Careful, sugar. That's strong stuff. Here's Ruby.
Keep glugging that booze. Zaffords won't let you into the bar unless you're so drunk that Ellie looks like she's got Moxie's curves. Right. Sorry, Paul. We don't talk about those heathens while left the clan. My mistake.
Looks like you've had enough. Sorry, sugar, but I'm cutting you off.
You seeing double yet? Get inside the Zafford bar before the booze wears off.
Enjoy the Hyperion XKCD experimental weapon. Custom designed for a murderer like yourself.
Даже будет обидно, если этот уровень был не на время, а я прям боялся опоздать.
Come on then. The wake's just stopped.
Take your time. Find a good spot to start the shooting and kill them all.
We are here today to celebrate the life of Lucky Slavine Zaffer. Lucky was a good man, kind of heart and noble of spirit. Lucky brought joy into the lives of everyone he met, the people he killed notwithstanding. Lucky loved the drink, he loved women, he loved life. And on this day, let us not dwell only on Lucky's memory, but on the low-life sister humpers who took him from us. The disgusting, amoral progeny of the Hodunk clan, known as Scooter. Mark my words, fellow Zaffords, we shall defeat the Hodunks, and then we shall truly avenge Lucky.
Klaatu Barada Dicto! Robot 1, Ugly 0.
He's not there? The freak was probably out getting more booze. Ah, well. Come on back.
Who crashes awake? That's it, Hodunk! No more messing around! A fight to the death! Zafford versus Hodunk! Is that a one-way to bow?
Sounds like we're near ready to end this war.
Ooh, they sound angry. Haul your sweet ass back to my junkyard and we'll see about ending this war. put an end to all this clan fighting. Sounds like the Zephyrs and the Hoducks are raring for a final showdown, and you get to choose who wins. Get out there before the fighting starts. You don't want to miss the fun.
Boyo, we're finally gonna finish off these hodunks for good. Come meet us by the Lynchwood train station. Hey, buddy! We got the Zephyrs in our crosshairs out by the Lynchwood train station. Come meet us, and we can end this clan feud for good.
Only one gang is gonna survive this. Your choice as to who. Once the shooting starts, just blast away at whichever side annoys you the most. And be careful, once the fight started, you can't leave until one of the families is dead.
Hey y'all, welcome to the new and improved Catch a Ride, now with 47% more than 26% death annually. That is down from last year. Hold your applause.
Зашибись. Я 2 часа. 2 часа стримил черный экран. Whatever. Whatever. Блядь.
Here to help me wipe out
Number
the red.
5 alive!
The hell do you mean your soldier?
They's with us!
My word-covered fanny they is.
We ain't seeking for more Zephyr lies. Time to end this!
Enough of this! Shoot Hector!
Hell with that! Shoot me!
Screw you! Shoot those hold-up bastards!
I need to build you an extra arm just for high five!
Hold up, lover!
You done a good thing today, mate. This here's a family heirloom.
Hey y'all, welcome to the new and improved Catch a Ride, now with 47% more than 26% death annually. That is down from last year. Hold your applause.
Hey, you met my girl, Lenny? She perfect, man. Blonde, great body, distantly related to me, great body, but then friends has brainwashed her. You gotta snap her out of that cannibalism crap. I don't want to get bit. Bring Lenny her favorite flowers and food, and I'm sure she'll come around and stop by. Oh, and if you find any porno mags, I'm just saying if you come across them in a natural accents, just snag those for me too, okay?
сегодня трансляция через 2 часа. Прям полный пиздец.
Who needs a medical license when you got style? Be careful out there.
Super robot pilots, one time! Ooh, I'm gonna slap the bitch out of you! Now you're gonna get it! I am the greatest engineer alive! Robot 1, ugly 0. I need to build you an extra arm just for high fives!
Да. Ну да, схожу. Да, схожу. Да.
Lenny loves play flowers, man.
Out of you!
Я опять обрезать видео. Ладно, все побежал. Блин, ну это фейл. Я опять думаю, что никто не заходит. Потому что, блин, черный экран стримишь. Зараза. Ладно, давайте всем пока.